Hey there everybody, Jason here with another book review. So today we're going to be talking about Aftermath Life Debt by Chuck Wendig. So this is the second book in the Aftermath series, and as I stated about the first one, it all takes place after the end of the War on Endor, and it's basically about the aftermath of the end of the Republic, the end of the Empire, and the beginning of the New Republic, and all that sort of stuff that happens when war sort of comes to an end and people are trying to get used to a new government. It was a lot easier to get into this one than it was the first one, but then again, I feel like after reading like straight from the first one into this one, I was used to the way that the story does its style, where it sort of cuts away from place to place, and then interspaces just a few little like extra stories in the background. This one, it deals a lot more with the search for Han Solo and helping him and Chewbacca actually reclaim the planet of Kashyyyk from the Empire, and then also a lot more to do with how the characters that were in the first book, how they sort of like mesh together and become an actual team in this book here. It was a great read. I think the thing that I enjoy about these ones the most is that they're not as clean and pretty as like a Star Wars movie is. There's actually violence, there's gore, there's like actual risk, and there's actual danger here, and it's overall a good read. Again, I'm not going to spoil a lot of the story here, but I think the only thing that I think would be better about this book is if there was just more detail, especially on the point of like Sloane and the mysterious Gallius Rex. I wanted to know more about Gallius Rex. I did. That's the only thing that I wanted to know more about. Everything else was pretty, like, they gave enough detail, enough explanation. But tell me more about Gallius Rex. Tell me where he came from. Tell me what his whole deal is. Tell me all that sort of stuff. I want to know. But anyway, let me know if you've read this book and what you think about it down below in the comments. And yeah, I definitely recommend the series. One of my favorite parts about this book was the fact that there was a scene that has to do with a reporter that was in the first book, and this is basically her talking about. It's basically a little story about her doing some field reporting on a planet that's currently being held by Imperial control, or they've got some Imperial holdouts, and the Republic is actually trying to get them out of there. And they go, and apparently the Imperials go crazy, and her cameraman dies, and she has a line here. It says, "This is Tracine Kane, HoloNet news reporter, embedded with the New Republic, 31st. And I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. A friend the Empire just stole from me." This whole bit, like that whole bit leading up until that line, amazing. Like seriously, super fantastic. I think they spent like the space of like 5 or 6 pages, and I actually cared very deeply for what happens in that particular scene. It's kind of like an oh my god. It was, yeah, I read that line, I was just like, well, I'm done reading this for just a second. I have to take a breath. Please let me rest. But yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.